Hi, I'm Chris Pontiroli, and I help English learners become English speakers. Today is a very special day because it's election day here in Argentina, and therefore we're going to be talking about election vocabulary. So stay tuned and join me. Argentina has a unique system for elections. Here's how it works. We have presidential elections, which are held every 4 years. The president serves a term of 4 years, after which he can be re-elected only one time. And to win in first round, the candidate should get 45% of the valid votes, or at least 40 with a margin of 10 over the second one. If no candidate meets this criteria, second round runoff election takes place between the top candidates to the first round. One important thing about our system is that voting is compulsory. Every person between 18 and 70 should vote. And if you're 16 and you want to vote, you can be eligible to vote doing some sort of procedure. So, okay. After this, here we go for vocabulary. The first word, of course, is election day. This is a day when citizens go to the polling stations and vote for their candidates for president, congressman, mayor, and so on. So I mentioned polling station. Polling station is a place where you actually go to vote. Then comes another word that is very important, ballot. Ballot is the piece of paper that you use to vote. You typically find the name of the candidates and their political parties. Of course, the other word is candidate. Candidate is a person who is hoping to run for office and the one that citizens vote for. And we have the word incumbent. Incumbent is the actual president who wants to run for a second term. I think that in this election in Argentina, there is no incumbent president or incumbent candidate, actually, because the actual president is not running for a second term. Another important word is voter turnout. Voter turnout refers to the percentage of voters that actually casted their votes. Of course, it's an essential factor in any election. Okay, and then I think here we come to one word that my students always ask me. A blank vote is one that you cast when you don't want to vote for any candidate, and in a way, it's your way of showing disagreement with all the candidates. You could also talk about a spoiled vote, and that is a vote that for some reason is not going to be counted in the election, whether it is because you have added, I don't know, a picture of Messi in the envelope, or if you have done something that cannot count that vote as valid. Another term that you may have heard is lame duck. Lame duck doesn't refer to a duck. It doesn't refer to a lame duck, actually, one that cannot walk properly. But it refers to the current president who loses power when they actually have another upcoming president that is going to take office. So it's the end of their term. They cannot do anything, but they are still in office. And then you can win by a landslide victory or a slim majority. One is when the difference between candidates is huge, and a slim majority, very little. Then you may have heard the word gaslighting. What does that mean? Well, gaslighting means manipulating the audience. You want to gain control over a person by creating some sort of doubt, by distorting reality, perhaps, and forcing them to question their own judgment. So how do we use the word gaslight? Phrases like, well, that's no more than a distraction from our political talk today, or boys will be boys, or that was a conversation in the locker room. It shouldn't have gone out. All those expressions imply gaslighting because you're trying to manipulate the audience into thinking that what they said is not actually what they said. A political pundit is someone who actually knows a lot about politics and gives their opinion. Okay, so we're reaching the end, and when the actually the election takes place and there is one winner and there is another one who actually doesn't get enough votes, there is a concession speech. And a concession speech is the one that the candidate who has lost gives, accepting that he has lost and that the other candidate is the winner. You have it. So I hope that you have been able to refresh your election vocabulary, and I want you to use these words when we meet this week in class and talk about the elections that took place today, actually on Sunday. So let's see, this will be your vocabulary challenge for this week, talking about the elections in class. And for those of you who follow this channel and are not in class with me, well, you can use it among your friends or maybe with some other teacher, or to send me a message too. You can do it here on YouTube or follow me on Instagram and leave me a message, or of course, write to me. So if you like this video, please show it to your friends, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.